I know you guys are probably bored with these episodes of student leadership, but please, I am very unapologetic about this. This is my experience. That is why I'm happy to talk about it anytime, any day. Anyway, Kinto Losino student leadership Kineko. As I was looking at myself right now, I'm telling myself, I look good. I look really good. And guess what happened? Then I remember a video that I watched on Facebook. There was this couple at the reception for their wedding. They were given a microphone to like thank the family members who have attended and give each other some compliments and just exchange some pleasantries. And the husband took the microphone. The husband was like, I look good. I look really good. He didn't even compliment his wife. He was just telling himself, I look good. Hey, brother, I've known you for 35 years. You've been incredible. I love you, brother. I love you. You know these Americans. And say, oh, Sean, I've known Sean for 32 years. We literally grew up together. I love you, bro. I'm like, bro, you're not even looking at your wife. You're not even acknowledging her presence. You're not even acknowledging your wife's presence. You're just telling everybody, oh, I've known you for 37 years. And you're telling yourself, I look good, bro. Are you mad? Are you actually really serious? Ah, ọmọdé ìdùn. Alomode Iduduzi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another beautiful episode of Student Leadership. On this episode, we are going to be talking about what you must run for when going into a leadership position. Before you run for office, understand what leadership really requires. Before you run for office, run for growth. Run for service, not visibility. Run for impact, not image. Run for development, not applause. Run for purpose, not popularity. Because leadership will build you, but first it will break your illusions about power, influence, your illusions about importance, control, and recognition. And what remains after that breaking is real leadership. One thing I didn't realize when I stepped into leadership was this. Leadership didn't make me confident. It exposed me first. It exposed my fears, my doubts, my insecurities. Leadership doesn't begin by strengthening you. It begins by revealing you. It shows you where your voice shakes, where you question yourself, and where you wonder if you're truly capable. There were moments where this reality became very clear. For example, sitting in board meetings surrounded by people who had decades of experience. I'm talking about professors, senior leaders, and university executives who had been in higher education longer than I had even been an adult. Yet, my role in those rooms was to advocate for students. Sometimes that meant asking difficult questions and challenging decisions. And there were moments where I sat there thinking, who am I to argue with these people? But leadership required it. Even when my heart was racing, I had to raise my hand and speak, because leadership is not about comfort, it is about responsibility. Another moment that revealed the complexity of leadership happened when a service used by students was caught by the university. Students were understandably frustrated and organized a protest demanding that the service be reinstated. As officers, the four of us had to come out on a Saturday morning to stand with the students and let them know that we had their back. But leadership is not black and white. From my perspective as a student governor, I understood why the university had made the decision to cut the service. At the same time, from my perspective as a student representative, I understood why students wanted that service to remain. So I stood in a difficult space, understanding university's decision while also supporting students who were protesting. Leadership sometimes means holding two difficult truths at the same time. The same day, a television station came to cover the protest, and I had to speak to them not because I had media training or I had public speaking skills like that, not because I had experience speaking to television, but because it was my responsibility. I had to do it. Leadership often places you in situations you are not fully prepared for. The microphone is there, the camera is on, and the questions are coming. You step forward not because you feel ready, but because the responsibility is yours. In fact, on that day, I want to talk. Shebe can talk. Some of us, the officers, we were kind of hiding because we didn't want to be in front of television talking like, what's my business with all of these things? Well, because you're a leader, you were meant to come out and spoke on behalf of your students. Now me. And I truly understand officers like me who were like kind of doing hide and seek. They didn't want to come out. I know it. But I didn't want to come out either. But because the job required it, somebody had to speak. So I had to step forward to talk. There were also moments like graduation ceremonies where I had to stand in front of hundreds of people to give speeches, families watching, students celebrating, the university leaders seated behind me. At the beginning, sometimes the voice shakes, but after a few seconds, you breathe. I love breathing deeply. You find your rhythm and you begin to take control of your voice. In those moments, though, you realize something important. You didn't arrive confident, you grew into confidence. Confidence does not appear the moment you step into leadership. You grow confident through pressure, through mistakes, through discomfort, through responsibility. Leadership reveals what needs strengthening. It does not make you strong immediately. It shows you what you need to work on. It shows you what needs to be strong. Because leadership doesn't begin by strengthening you, it begins by revealing you. And that revealing is where regrowth begins. If you enjoyed this episode, comment, like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.